If you were to ask the locals about Norfolk's Castle Rising Castle, they may tell you about the beautifully preserved rectangular keep, or perhaps they might rightfully boast that it is one of the most famous and finest surviving examples of 12th century castles in England. Indeed, even now, almost 900 years since construction first started, Castle Rising still lives up to its name, ominously and powerfully appearing to rise out of the very ground on which it stands.
In its long and varied lifetime, it has been a hunting lodge, a home to mental patients, and, if you believe the rumours, it is still occupied by the notorious ghost of its most famous resident, Queen Isabella, the she-wolf of France.
In life, Queen Isabella resided at Castle Rising Castle between 1330 and 1358, although it is said that her tormented spirit never left its heavy stone walls.
Her story is a gruesome one, riddled with treachery, betrayal, and passion.
Isabella was the devastatingly beautiful but maliciously cruel Queen of England from 1327 to 1330.
She was married to King Edward II in 1308. Unsatisfied with her marriage and Edward's ability to run the country, she summoned a small mercenary army from her native France. Along with her lover, the power-hungry Roger Mortimer, she forced her husband to abdicate and horrifically murdered him in 1327.
I won't tell you how it is thought King Edward II was murdered. If you have the stomach for it, you can look it up yourself after this video. But be warned, it is gruesome.
For a time, everything went to plan for Roger and Isabella. As they had hoped, they ruled the kingdom through Isabella's 14-year-old son, Edward III. But the young king was certainly not willing to be a puppet for long.
Just before his 17th birthday, Edward took action to avenge his father. He arrested Roger Mortimer and hung him like a commoner at Tyburn. Roger's naked and shamed corpse would dangle there for 2 days and 2 nights, a repulsive and stark reminder of what would happen to those who reached above their station.
However, Isabella was spared, and she lived in some style at Castle Rising. Even so, she was broken after the hanging and shaming of her lover, and her heart and soul never recovered from the loss of him, nor the loss of all they had built together.
While Edward III was able to transform the kingdom into one of the strongest military powers in Europe, the formidable she-wolf sank into an old age that was plagued by violent dementia and fits of madness. It is said that the dark echoes of her final troubled years still rebound through the corridors of Castle Rising.
Residents in the nearby village have reported ghostly screams and hysterical cackling coming from the castle, while visitors have been shocked by the sound of manic laughter around the top floor of the building.
What do you think? Could Isabella's ghost really still be trapped inside the castle while her desperate screams ring out across the Norfolk countryside? Or are the stories just that? Tragic but fanciful tales of a crazed spectre made up to thrill visitors? Let us know what you think in the comments section below.